Welcome to another episode of the Gospel and the Go. Eman's a bit nervous. So I have a question for you guys. I've often heard the term that God is not a vending machine. Someone said it before. I think his name is Mike. I just wondered, what do you guys make of that statement, and what does it mean to you? Seth?
Out of the way. Yeah, no, I agree. I won't say that God isn't a vending machine because He's our provider. So, for me personally, whenever that kind of statement comes up, it triggers my mind because it's more about how you see God. Because if you see God as something that just is meant to be there and producing for you all the time, you won't really understand what the gospel's about. Because through our like trials and when those seasons come and you feel like you're not getting an answer from God, that actually is a response. Because through that you're building perseverance. And for me personally, I've been in situations where God hasn't answered me straight away, applying for jobs, seeing family members go through certain situations, and I realised now that I've come through that, it was through that process of learn more about Jesus and learn more about God, how God answers my prayers really. But I think you shouldn't see God as something that continuously produces for you. It's more about how going through the process, having that knowing it within you that God actually is your provider, but He doesn't always provide the way we perceive Him to. So
yeah, that's beautiful. What about you, Famous?
I would say that a lot of people have just been fed with, when you come to Christianity, it's God to just keep, supplying. It's your will. But it's it's actually God's will for you that you should be like pursuing, if you get what I'm saying. So it's all about His will for us. So He does provide for us, but the moment when you make it all about yourself, then you're missing the point, and you can easily fall out the faith because we're here for Him. Like, we're meant to please Him. We're meant to bring His kingdom to earth and all of that stuff. So He does provide, but you should not just see God as the guy who you just go to and press a button and then He just does what you want.
Like a vending machine.
A vending machine. So yes, He's our provider, but it's all about His will for our lives and not our will.
Got that. Eman, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I think that the main problem with seeing God as a vending machine is that that way we're only looking for His hand. We're only wanting Him to do things. And the thing is, that's the same thing that the Israelites basically wanted. They knew His hand, but then because they wanted Him to do things, it always led to them grumbling and getting annoyed and rebelling because they didn't come to know Him as a person. They didn't know His face like Moses did. And what we need to get into is actually knowing the person and seeing value in the person rather than what He can basically do for us. And God will provide for us, but then I feel like it's all about knowing His will and His intention, and that's literally to conform us into the image of His Son. And that's what the Bible means when it says God works all things out for our good. So even if God is not giving me what I want then and there, my desire should be His, and that's to be more like Him. And everything that He does is worked out for that purpose, to conform us into Him, and that should be enough for us.
Okay, cool. That's beautiful. So, were you going to say something, Seth?
Yeah, I was just going to add on to what Eman was saying as well about, I think it's really, when you look at God as a vending machine, you forget the element of satisfaction, because when you know what you have is enough, then you're not really focused on what you need, because you know that what you have already, which is Christ, will last you forever, rather than the things that will give you temporary satisfaction. So I think that's a very important element as well. Just know that what you have already is going to sustain you throughout this mortal flesh and throughout whatever situation you're going through, because when you understand that your relationship with Christ is eternal, everything that comes and everything that you face isn't going to impact that, if you know what I mean. So just remember that satisfaction in Christ will last you throughout eternity, really. So don't worry about what you're going through.
Love that. Thank you, guys.
Who do you think made the ocean blue? Who do you think makes the flowers bloom? Who do you think gives the wind that soothes the seas? The beginning and the end.